Welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into something we use every single day, but maybe don't think about enough: smart apps. From how we talk to our friends to how we get our dinner, these little icons on our phones have completely re-engineered our world. So let's take a closer look at just how massive that change has really been.
To really get where we are now, we've got to go back in time. Just for a second, imagine it's 70 years ago. How would you text a friend? How would you order a pizza? The way people did things back then, honestly, it feels like it's from another planet. Let's go check it out.
All right, first up, we're winding the clock way back. We need to see what life was like before our pockets started buzzing and our thumbs started doing all the work.
I mean, just look at this. It paints a picture of a world that was overwhelmingly, well, physical. Communicating meant using a phone that was literally tethered to the wall, or, actually writing a letter with a pen and paper. Fun was a physical book, and hanging out with friends happened face to face at a park or the mall. Everything took a little more effort, a little more patience. And getting information, whoa, that was a whole different ballgame. You couldn't just look it up. You had to wait for the newspaper to land on your doorstep or tune in for the 6 o'clock news. News was something that was given to you on a schedule, not something you could just pull out of the air whenever you felt like it.
And this word right here, receive, is so important. It really implies a passive experience, doesn't it? The news, the latest updates, they came to you, all planned out by someone else. Your job was pretty much to just wait and listen.
Okay, now let's hit the fast forward button and jump right back to today. We're about to enter a world that is all about instant connection, a world totally reshaped by social media. And believe me, the change is revolutionary.
And yeah, that might just be the understatement of the century. The basic ways we interact with the world and with each other, they've been completely flipped upside down.
It's such a simple word, nowadays, but it really marks this massive divide, doesn't it? It's our doorway into the fast-paced, app-driven world we're all living in. Nowadays, social media is like an extension of us. For a lot of people, it's the very first thing they check in the morning and the last thing they see at night. We're on these apps almost constantly, living a kind of parallel digital life right alongside our physical one. And all this has basically created a new definition of social. I mean, yeah, it's still about connecting with people, but now it's usually through a screen. And that creates a whole new kind of interaction, with its own unwritten rules and expectations. That word almost is doing a lot of work here. Because while it feels like we're always connected, those rare moments when we're actually offline, when we're truly disconnected, wow, they've become really noticeable. And for some people, way more valuable.
And if you want to see who's really on the front lines of this huge shift, look no further than teenagers. They are especially fond of apps like Instagram and Snapchat. Those apps have become their main social hangouts. They're basically the digital version of the malls and parks from back in the day.
And in this context, being fond of something, it's way more than just liking it. It means it's a huge part of your daily routine. It's how you stay connected. It's something you kind of rely on.
And this right here, this really gets to the heart of it. For so many people, especially younger generations, digital communication, texts, snaps, DMs, has actually overtaken face-to-face talking as the main way they connect.
So what about the act of communication itself? Well, the tools have been totally revolutionized. We went from spoken words to text messages, from a real smile to an emoji. But that fundamental human drive to share and connect with each other, oh yeah, that is as strong as it has ever been.
So, we've talked social life, but this app revolution goes way beyond just that. It has fundamentally changed the way we shop and the way we learn, basically putting the entire world right in our pockets.
Yep, forget spending your whole Saturday at the mall. Today, shopping is this super smooth 3-step process you can do from your couch in like 2 minutes. You see it, you tap it, and boom, it's on its way to your front door. And that last step, deliver, well, that's the magic trick that makes it all work. It's the real-world result of a digital click. It's the bridge that connects the world of pixels on your screen to a physical box showing up on your doorstep. So, what's the one big thing driving this whole massive shift? It's one single word: convenient. It's the ability to fit shopping, learning, and just about everything else into the little cracks of our busy lives with almost no effort. It's pretty much the ultimate currency of the modern world. And the change in education is just as mind-blowing. Learning used to be all about relying on these heavy, static textbooks and writing everything out by hand. But today, learning is alive. It's dynamic, with instant access to articles, databases, and video lessons on literally any subject you can think of.
So when we use the word previously here, it's not just a time marker. It represents a totally different mindset. It's our link to a time when knowledge was kind of a rare thing you had to physically go find, not something that's just everywhere all the time, right at your fingertips. And the absolute magic of the world we live in now is captured in this one word, instant. Information is no longer something you have to wait for, it's something you summon immediately. And that has totally rewired our brains and our expectations for how quickly we can know something.
Even a word like tutorial has been completely redefined. It's no longer just some small group session with a professor. Nope. Now it's this enormous, democratic online library of videos that can teach you pretty much any skill you can imagine, whenever you want to learn it.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, all driven by this new vocabulary of technology. So let's do a quick-fire review to lock in these key terms and really tell the story of this transformation.
All right, let's put it all together. Previously, we would passively receive information. But nowadays, we have instant access to everything. Our social lives are online, where we communicate with people we're fond of almost constantly. Our whole world has become incredibly convenient, right? We get goods delivered to our door and have endless tutorials just a click away.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. How have smart apps really reshaped your world? I mean, beyond just making things easier, how have they changed the way you think, the way you learn, and the way you connect with people? It's a huge conversation and one worth having. Thanks for hanging out and exploring